On May 7, 2016, the Friends of Griffin Football held their 6th annual Gryphons Football Gala at the Delta Guelph Hotel and Conference Center. The dinner attracted the largest attendance at a Griffin Gala, with over 300 football supporters in attendance. Every year at the Gala, donated gifts and sports memorabilia are auctioned off to raise money for the Griffin Football Recruitment and Scholarship Program. The evening was also a celebration of the Griffins' 2015 Yates Cup Championship season. This year's MC was former Griffin QB and now Sportsnet broadcaster Justin Dunk. Helping Justin was comedian and entertainer Nigel Downer. Nigel was a receiver for the Griffins in the late 90s and now works as a Second City comedian. Nigel spoke of how being a Griffin player shaped and prepared him for life.
I had one of my greatest games against York. I remember that like it was yesterday. It was a 108-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. No, don't be impressed. I fumbled the ball for 10 of those yards. I went backwards, picked it up, and then just kept running. I had about 15 yards left. I'm dying. I am dying. And I can hear the bench, come on, man, come on, let's go. I made it to the end zone. First thing I did when I got there, the very first thing, took off my helmet. Not supposed to do it, but I did it anyway. Took off my helmet, looked at the stands, it was packed. And I just yelled, do you know who I am? Look at me now! Every time I scored a touchdown, I did the exact same thing. The university put a sense of pride in me, put some fire in me. So when I was on that field, I used that same energy and that same fire, and I applied it to that. So anytime I got to the end zone, boom, helmet off, flag out, doesn't matter.
Notable guests attending this year's gala were Guelph Mayor Cam Guthrie, U of G President Franco Vaccarino, Toronto Argonaut General Manager Jim Barker, and former Canadian heavyweight boxer George Chuvalo. A new award handed out this year was the Griffin Distinguished Alumni Ring. This award will be handed out every year to a former Griffin football alumni who has distinguished himself after graduation in his career, public service, and in his support for the football program. The first recipient of this award was Don Taylor. Don was a team captain for the Griffins in the early 1960s. He graduated in 1964 and went on to become the president and general manager of a large manufacturing company, West Steel of Winnipeg. Don also served on the board of directors of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. This year's honor jersey was presented to Mike Hudson. Mike was an all-Canadian tight end and slot back for the Griffins in the early 1980s. Mike was an OUA first-team All-Star for 3 consecutive years and a member of the Griffins' 1980s Team of the Decade. Mike played 6 seasons with the Ottawa Roughriders after he graduated. Mike's number 73 jersey will now be displayed in the Griffin Football Performance Center. This year's gala featured 10 former Griffins who are currently playing in the CFL. The Griffins welcome back from the Montreal Alouettes, receiver Alex Charette. Defensive lineman Jeff Finley. And offensive lineman Jake Piotrowski. From the Hamilton Tiger Cats, offensive lineman Ryan Bomben. From the Calgary Stampeders, punter Rob Maver. From the BC Lions, offensive lineman Cam Thorne. From the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, linebacker John Rush. And from the Toronto Argonauts, defensive end Cam Walker. Long snappers Jake Reinhardt and Dan McDonald. The evening closed with some special tributes for retiring head coach Stu Lang for his hard work and generosity. Distinguished alumni winner Don Taylor passed down a commemorative Grey Cup picture he had received from his time in Winnipeg to Coach Lang. U of G Director of Athletics Scott McRoberts and incoming head coach Kevin McNeil presented Coach Lang with the game-used helmet from the Oregon Ducks, one of Stu's favorite college teams. Stu patterned the Gryphons after the football program at the University of Oregon. The gift also came with a pair of tickets to a Ducks home game. Stu will watch the game from the private box of Nike chairman Phil Knight. The Guelph Gryphons would like to thank everyone who attended the event and the volunteers who helped make it one of the best galas ever. Thank you for your continued support of Gryphons football.